This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
Oklahoma Sports Network, Tracy Mussett, Jordan Ray back at the Titan Fieldhouse for the last game of the 2025 Titan Classic, the 26th annual tournament. Brought to you by J.R. Rowlett Realty. Let J.R. Rowlett find your perfect home today. Call 405-445-8971. Our starting lineups being introduced for the Edmond North Huskies versus the Dell City Eagles. Let's see if they can get the scoreboard updated up there in the gymnasium. Our starting lineups brought to you by Dynamic Health. At Dynamic Health Clinic, Dr. Kaufman specializes in athletic injuries and is able to get athletes back in action very quickly using a system called Advanced Muscle Integration. Play better and recover faster at Dynamic Health Clinic. Dell City, the visitor on the scoreboard today, their starting lineup is 6'2 senior, number 3, Myshawn Graham. 5'10 junior, number 5, Kaman Shaw. 6'1 senior, number 10, Jayshawn McAllister. 6'1 sophomore, number 24, Caleb Blackwolf. And a 6'4 senior, number 35, Tavon Johnson. Edmond North, the home team on the scoreboard. Their starting lineup is a 5'10 sophomore, number 1, Chauncey Cravens. A 6'1 senior, number 2, Zayden Best. A 6'6 senior, number 22, Logan Knoll. A 6'5 freshman, number 23, Gerald Copeland. And a 6'5 senior, number 30, Brody Smith. Man, that's a lot of height out there for Edmond North. Edmond North coached by Scott Norris, and Dell City coached by Lenny Hatchett. Dell City, a record of 9-4 on the season. Edmond North with a record of 12-4 on the season. Edmond North gets the opening tip, and Jordan, I want to make sure that we mention our producer,
Dedrick Jones,
and our camera operator,
Joseph Spear.
Now, those guys do a great job helping us make all this happen.
We also had help from Bernie Wren earlier today for 4 games. So
Johnson with the rebound to begin the stats in the game here on a miss by Edmond North from three-point range.
So Dell City played earlier today. We'll see how they are energy-wise, and they had a bad shooting game. We'll see if anything's different there.
Johnson pulls up from the baseline, shot no good. Rebound by Logan Knoll. Now Edmond North working the ball around. Edmond North with a 6'6 player and 2 6'5 players on the court.
And Dell City's going to have a 2-3 zone. This is a pretty good front court for Dell City, a back line, if you will, that can handle a bigger team.
Ball tipped away by Shaw. It goes into the backcourt, chased down by Cravens. Edmond North will retain possession here.
Do not see too many Lenny Hatchett teams go zone, but it makes sense because of the matchup and also because against their second game today.
3 by Edmond North, bounces high over the backboard into the support structure, shot no good. Team rebound for Dell City.
So let's see how Dell City tries to generate offense. They're going to have Kaman Shaw run point. He's hit some threes, and they need good ball movement, good decision making, and finally good shooting.
Attacking the basket is Myshawn Graham. He gets the bucket to go. Dell City draws points first. 2-0 is the score.
We couldn't ask for a better start because Myshawn Graham had a horrible shooting day earlier today. But hopefully they'll have a good shooting night. Off to a good start.
And if you're struggling shooting, attacking the basket's a great way to get that going.
Yep. Good high-low action by Edmond North. They will run good sets.
Foul call on Dell City.
Yep, they've definitely seen their share of 2-3 zones, so and that's something you always have to look out for, that high-low action against a 2-3 zone. That's a common way to attack it, and it results in free throws for Smith.
Blackwolf called for his first personal foul, first foul of the game. Brody Smith shooting the Toonie Buys Houses free throws.
And he's had a good classic, we will call it, not a tournament, but a classic.
Smith connects on both free throws. Toonie buys houses in any condition. If you're someone you know needs to sell a home for any reason, call Toonie buys houses today for a cash offer, 405-931-3046. Graham in the paint, trying to give the ball to Johnson. It goes wide, but it's picked up by Black Wolf. Now Graham out on the right wing. Top of the key, taking their time. Del City just being patient on offense right now. Johnson sets the screen. 3 from the corner. Shot no good. And that one gets into the speaker up above the backboard. Team rebound for the Huskies. This first period brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Buffalo Wild Wings is at 5500 Tinker Diagonal in Del City. Buffalo Wild Wings offers buy one, get one wing deals every Tuesday and Thursday.
That's a good pick by Smith, setting a pick for Knoll on the backside along the baseline there.
Knoll gets the bucket off the glass. We're tied up 2-2.
Should be 4-2. They're not going to update the scoreboard yet, but.
Oh, correct. They had the free throws.
Yeah. And now it's updated.
Zayden Best with the rebound. And Edmond North sets up their offense. In the paint, Chauncey Cravens pulls up and shoots the little 8-foot jumper, good for 2.
And they are finding some soft spots in the Del City zone again. Del City is not used to playing zone. And we'll see how long they stick with it.
Black Wolf out to Shaw, inside to Johnson. Black Wolf, kind of a built very similar to Kalinsky we were talking about in that earlier game. Turnover for Del City.
Well, they're going to talk about it too, the refs will. Lyshawn Graham had a driving layup earlier this game, so he should try again.
4:09 on the clock here in the first period, 6-4. Is that right?
Yeah, we'll see if that's really the right score. I just completely missed Del City's second.
I thought it was
basket.
6-2.
Yeah.
Not sure what happened there. Did they just make a basket and that's what we missed?
Hold on a second. What was that?
3 in the corner by Edmond North. That's the Bobby Lewis Insurance 3, and the score is 9-4. Looks like we missed a bucket by Del City.
Well, we both did, I guess. That's what makes it weird. Both just distracted, I guess. Now, Lyshawn Graham did it again. He's got to keep going to that well.
9-6 the score now, 3:27 to play in the Buffalo Wild Wings first period. Cravens directing traffic. Looking for Knoll down low. Now another 3 from the corner. Boom, it's a Bobby Lewis Insurance 3 by Gerald Copeland. The 6'5 freshman shooting from outside.
Very good-looking freshman. Not a good-looking shot. Caleb Blackwolf shot well from the field earlier this morning, but he needs to play within himself there. That's a very tough two-point shot there.
Misses that one. Knoll gets the rebound. And then Blackwolf gets a rebound off a Husky miss. Blackwolf sets the screen. Blackwolf on the left wing, top of the key. High off the glass. Shot no good by McAllister.
Called travel on Edmond North. It's tough when you fall down and you get called for travel, and I have to admit that happened to me a few times when I played.
Copeland goes up, gets the rebound, comes down, just can't get his feet underneath him.
And it would happen. I'm like, wait a minute, I fell down. Shouldn't you call a foul? Doesn't always happen.
12-6 the score. Edmond North leading Del City. Checking into the game is a 6'11 senior, Jake Weaver, for Edmond North. So they just got taller.
Yeah, no. Edmond North, they're catching on to what we were wondering about. They think the score should be 12-4, is my guess. That's why they're talking to one of the officials, someone at the scores table. Coach Hatchett's getting involved, and yes, it is 12-4. So we will fix that.
12-4 the score. Correcting their stat sheets on this side. Del City working the ball around the perimeter. Johnson looking inside, gives it back to Shaw. Now Graham goes right. 4 defenders over there. Johnson off the glass and one.
Sean Graham is really just night and day, literally. During the daytime, not so good. Nighttime, really good. He got that assist. It should now become 12-6, as we have it on our scoreboard right now. The regular scoreboard is updated. It's kind of an adventure right now with whatever the official scoreboard is. Unfortunately, Tay Johnson misses that free throw, which also what the scoreboard says is that Edmond North has 42 team fouls. I don't think that's correct. They'll get it figured out.
Yeah, they'll get it to 1. So the foul was called on Chauncey Cravens, I believe. They may have called it. Very possibly they called that foul on number 42, and that's how that ended up in there. Jake Weaver with the foul. And as we're trying to figure all this out, now we miss a bucket on the other end. So
there's a three-point shot at Bobby Lewis 3. Nice spin there by Caleb Blackwell. That's the type of shooting he needs to do. And that's the difference in the game right now. Edmond North hit 3 threes, and they have that type of shooting. Del City, not as consistent shooting threes. We'll see if they may be able to get some in later this game.
15-8 is the score. Edmond North leading Del City. Cravens driving against Sean Graham. Weaver sets the screen. He takes the pass now. And a lot of traffic running into each other over there. Cravens off the glass. Good move by Cravens with the head fake.
Yeah, he's had a good first quarter.
9-point lead early in this one for Edmond North, 17-8. Johnson, 10 feet away. Shot's no good. A rebound by Edmond North, but turnover.
Blackwolf got the deflection.
3 by Del City, no good. Knoll gets the rebound.
Come on, Shaw, had a good look. You want him shooting that, but you really need him making that.
Now Cravens driving against Sean Graham, pulls up in the paint, puts that shot up off the front of the rim, no good. Graham with the rebound. He's headed the other way with the ball. Edmond North gets back on defense quickly. Black Wolf driving against Knoll. McAllister finds Black Wolf under the basket for 2.
Good elevation by Black Wolf, because the 7-footer, I don't want to call him a 7-footer, even though he's listed at 6'11", Weaver was converging on him.
Long pass. Knoll driving in. Dumps up that one over the front of the rim, good for 2.
Yeah, Knoll's got tremendous touch around the basket.
And off the glass, shot no good by Black Wolf at the buzzer after 1 period of play. It's 19-10. The Edmond North Huskies lead the Del City Eagles. And we'll take a break here in the Titan Classic on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Experience the best wash in town at Tommy's Express. You'll love our open and bright tunnels, easy loading flat belt conveyor, unlimited membership, and free vacuums and mat washers. Experience the difference and visit Tommy's Express today.
Oklahoma Sports Network, Tracy Mussett, Jordan Ray back at Titan Fieldhouse for the 2025 Titan Classic. Last game of the tournament brought to you by J.R. Rowlett Realty. Client-focused, results-driven. Call J.R. Rowlett for all your real estate needs, 405-445-8971. Del City with the ball to begin the second period of play, trailing 19-10 to Edmond North. The second period brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings, where they offer buy one, get one wing deals on Tuesday and Thursdays. Buffalo Wild Wings at 5500 Teeker Diagonal in Del City. Johnson kicks the ball to McAllister. Jaden Johnson in the game now for Del City. He goes all the way down the baseline under the basket, kicks it to Tavon Johnson for 2.
Tavon Johnson's been a bit of a shooting slump from as far as jump shots go. His jump shots haven't been there lately, but he shows he can make it with that one. And now Del City with some pressure, and they get a steal out of it. Demarion Turner now with the ball.
Turner.
And he draws a foul.
A foul going on number, did they signal number 11? Number 12, okay. That makes more sense. And do you know how to pronounce that last name, Jordan?
Shue, I think.
Jordan Shue.
Yes.
A Cooper Shue, excuse me. First foul of the second period. Maishan Graham with the ball. 7-point game now, 19-12. Graham for three, back iron, no good. A rebound by Copeland. Cravens brings the ball up the court. Turner on defense. Man defense by Del City now. Open three in the corner. Back iron, no good. Ball tipped up at that long reach by Knoll.
A foul on Knoll. Once he was falling down, he should have just let, I think it was Turner with the ball, just keep going.
Knoll picks up his first personal, second team foul on Edmond North.
Del City's hung around. They've done a better job on offense lately. I mean, when I talked to Coach Hatchett briefly before this game and just asked about his starters, he's like, yeah, hopefully we can make some shots. Again, that is the thing for Del City, like it is for a few teams we've talked about, but Del City, it's kind of like the missing ingredient for them to make a return trip to state.
And Weaver, with that long reach, gets the block. A rebound, Edmond North. Pushing the ball right up the court's best.
And Demarion Turner needs to realize that's just not going to work.
Well, McAllister got all over Best there. We're going to have an and one for Logan Knoll.
Knoll, and it looked like Shue for a second, may have dragged his pivot foot, but the ref said no. Knoll is a really good backdoor cutter. And, of course, Edmond North is trained to look for him and other players, so that's why they're such a good team and been such a good program. Their players move so well without the ball.
Tavon Johnson called for his first personal foul, first team foul. Knoll misses the Toonie Buys Houses free throw. Toonie Buys Houses in any condition. Call today for a cash offer, 405-931-3046. Maishan Graham picks up his dribble as Jaden Johnson on the left wing. Del City works the ball around to the right corner now. Maishan Graham, low post, goes up off the glass. How does he make that shot?
First of all, he may have gotten away with a hook, and then he never jumped, and he still made that over a player. Yeah, he's just having a much different game.
Graham with 6 points already. Weaver in the paint, puts a shot up over the front of the rim for two.
Well, you can't block that. You just have to try to keep him from getting that close to the basket. But once he gets the ball high, you got no chance.
Graham with the ball on the left wing now. Screen set by Tavon Johnson. Graham kicks the ball back out. Turner with it. 5 minutes to play in the Buffalo Wild Wings first half. McAllister trying to get to the hole. He goes up. Thought he was going to have an and one. The ball comes off the front of the rim, but he will have Toonie Buys Houses free throws as Logan Knoll picks up his second personal foul.
He made a good move, but Deshaun McAllister, he sometimes has a shooting problem. I say sometimes. He just does. Even when he gets a good layup attempt, and he was fouled in this case, so it was not a gimme by any means. He just has trouble putting the ball in the basket. And you can see the same thing goes for him shooting free throws.
Yeah, free throw is pretty short there. Caught the front of the rim, but even on the underside of it. Black Wolf set to check back in the game. He is. Maishan Graham's going to take a seat.
So Del City's earlier game, they lost to Collinsville by 1 point. They made a three at the buzzer to make the score closer, but they caught all the way up to have a 1 point lead, and then a technical foul with about a minute and a half to go or so. I think it was a little bit less than that. Was called on Tavon Johnson, and that made a big impact on the game.
McAllister hits the second of the Toonie Buys Houses free throws, and it's an 8-point game, 23-15. It feels like Edmond North is dominating, but 8 points is not insurmountable. Insurmountable.
But the other thing is, even though Del City feels like they blew the game, they also got outplayed. Collinsville outplayed Del City for most of the game. And, they've had to play from behind at times this year, in some of their tougher games, and that's what they want to try to avoid. They're doing it now. It's an 8-point game, like you said. No reason to panic, but they want to try to avoid playing from behind too late into this game. Looks like it's going to continue to be a problem with that made three.
Bobby Lewis Insurance 3 for Lucas Leeds, who has checked into the game for Edmond North.
See, Edmond North just has that. They just have multiple accurate three-point shooters.
When you have 15, 16, 200, 2,000 students in your high school, there's such a pool to pick from to end up having a really deep bench. Leeds has the ball hit away by Jaden Johnson, but the foul will be called on Johnson. I believe on Johnson anyway.
The last time these two teams played, it was here in the Carl Albert Titan Classic, or tournament, when it was still a tournament back in 2021. And it was the semifinals. Edmond North back when Del City was in 6A, by the way, that year. And Edmond North was ranked number 1. That another three made by Edmond North, man.
Cravens inbounds that one to Best. Best just takes a step, lets the defender go by, has the open three, and he drains it from the right wing. Bobby Lewis Insurance sponsoring our three-point shots this week. A turnover by Del City. All the way down the court, off the glass, Brody Smith has his first field goal of the game.
30-second timeout by Coach Hadges. Just to finish my thought, it was the semifinals in Del City. Again, they were in 6A. They beat Edmond North by 20, and that was the year they won the 6A state tournament. They're not in 6A very often, but they were in that year. And that was the last time these teams played. And, of course, now Del City's in 5A, and, still kind of not the same level of talent that they had in those years when they had Brandon Garrison as their all-everything inside guy on defense and had other guards who could create shots. But they could really hold teams in check and keep the score down. Edmond North right now causing similar problems that Collinsville did with their ability to shoot the basketball and then create shots off that ability by getting into the paint.
31-15 the score. Edmond North leading Del City in the second period of play. For Edmond North, 4 points for Chauncey Cravens, 3 for Zayden Best, 3 for Lucas Leeds, 6 for Logan Knoll. And actually my scoring is not accurate. A couple of shots that I missed there and just wrote down. I didn't catch the player that made them. Logan Knoll with 6 points, Gerald Copeland with at least 3, Brody Smith with 4, Jake Weaver with 2. Scoring spread out for Edmond North. For Del City at 6 for Myshawn Graham, 1 for Jay Sean McAllister, 4 for Caleb Blackwolf, and 4 for Tavon Johnson. 31-15 the score, 3.5 minutes to play in this Buffalo Wild Wings second period. Johnson, top of the key, hands it off to Turner. Turner loses his footing, somehow comes up with the ball that he lost as well, and Blackwolf draws the foul, right?
Yes.
Yeah. The way he had his hand sticking out, I almost thought he was trying to call an offensive foul. The foul goes on Brody Smith. That'll be his first personal, 4th team foul on Edmond North. Call that a shooting foul.
Yeah, he was shooting.
Blackwolf misses the Toonie Buys Houses free throw.
And now Del City will be in the bonus, so they're not just getting free throws now, they might get free throws later. Caleb Blackwolf, a sophomore for Del City, probably their most athletic player, actually.
Blackwolf hits the second free throw.
And he can create shots. You want him to do that. You want him to attack the basket more because he can absorb contact and finish, and he can also explode to the basket.
The 6'5 freshman, Copeland, checked back into the ball game for Edmond North. Cravens driving against Shaw. Gets around him, goes to the hole, draws contact, and makes the bucket. Shaw brings the ball back down the court, 2:53, and it's doubled up on Del City now, 33-16, but come on, Shaw gets the Bobby Lewis Insurance 3.
He's the best three-point shooter on Del City as well as Jaden Johnson, so he needs to get going.
Cravens to Copeland. Copeland for the long 2. Shot no good. Best gets the long rebound.
Best had a tremendous game yesterday against Norman.
And now Cravens for three. Top of the key, it's Bobby Lewis Insured's three. Cravens has 9 points in the ball game.
Just so many different guys with shot-making ability for Edmond North. Again, they were the two-time defending state champ, almost made it three. Blew a late lead against Owasso, so they had to settle for runner-up. Lost some really good players to graduation. Still a really good coach, really good program.
Driving to the hole is Marquise Fleming. He puts that one off the glass for two for Del City.
So one freshman goes at the other. Fleming, a freshman, going right at Copeland.
Marquise Fleming, a 6'3" freshman. Edmond North with the ball now. Copeland in the corner, double teamed. Passes that ball back out. Best comes over, takes the ball, gets around Tavon Johnson, pulls up inside the paint for two.
Again, there's just not many 5A teams that have that type of size and that type of shot-making ability.
Black Wolf backing down A.J. Moore, and a foul will be called. That foul goes on Moore, his first personal foul. Toonie Buys House's free throw coming for Caleb Blackwolf. Del City's in the bonus with less than a minute to play here in the first half. Blackwolf hits the first of the two free throws. He's 2 for 3 from the line now. 38-22 the score. It was 33-16 just a minute ago. Del City has now outscored Edmond 6-5 in the last minute of play. Make it 7-5. Black Wolf hits both free throws.
And with somehow Del City has to hope that they can force turnovers so that Edmond North will just cool off from three-point range.
Smith.
There's a turnover.
There's a turnover for Edmond North. Maishan Graham. Shaw for three. That was a long one. And that ball's headed out of bounds. It'll stay with Del City. Battling, and there was Fleming trying to get the rebound.
Yeah, Fleming had the prime rebounding position, and a couple of Edmond North players had to tap it away from him to keep him from scoring.
Shaw over the top to Fleming. McAllister in the paint. Makes a nice spin move and lays that one off the glass for two.
One of his more high degree of difficulty plays, and that one he makes. And, yeah, again, one of those players for Del City, if he can get more consistent with his shot making, that would be such a huge deal because he's so good on defense.
Edmond North will set up their offense. Craven's cutting, takes the pass, misses the shot but draws the foul. Foul goes on Marquise Fleming.
He's had a lot of help as Cravens, but he's been the best player on the floor, I think, tonight. Yesterday it was Best for Edmond North. And the day before that, it was Knoll. So they can get production from a lot of different places.
And all of those players have looked good. It's Cravens actually putting the ball in the hole more frequently than the others today. Cravens hits the first of the Toonie Buys Houses free throws. Remember, Toonie Buys Houses, any condition. If you need to sell a home for any reason, call today for a cash offer, 405-931-3046.
Well, Cravens has done it from both shooting the three-point shot and getting into the paint.
Exactly, and at the line as well.
They talk about scoring at different levels, and he's been doing that.
And Shaw for three. Shot no good at the buzzer. 40-25 our score at the break. The Edmond North Huskies lead the Del City Eagles 40-25. This is the final game of the Titan Classic on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
the Honey Butter Chicken Biscuit at Whataburger, available from 11 p.m. to 11 a.m. Only it's not that time right now, so it's not available. Instead, we must sit here until 11 p.m. watching footage of the flaky, crispy, buttery goodness that is the Honey Butter Chicken Biscuit. Once again, our desires are denied by, ooh, look, the Honey Barbecue Chicken Strip Sandwich. That'll hold us over till 11 p.m. What a burger.
Experience the best wash in town at Tommy's Express. You'll love our open and bright tunnels, easy loading flat belt conveyor, unlimited membership, and free vacuums and mat washers. Experience the difference and visit Tommy's Express today.
How can you describe Whataburger's Honey Barbecue Chicken Strip Sandwich? The chicken just has a certain... And then there's the sauce that just gives you a little bit of... And the cheese? It's the exact right amount of... It's almost too hard to put it into... Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. The Honey Barbecue Chicken Strip Sandwich at Whataburger. Just like you like it.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business, and always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell. Call them at 405-642-8558.
Whataburger, please Brent back the Monterey melt. Brent back. Okay, yeah, message received. We're Brentfing it back. Grilled peppers and onions, 2 slices of melty cheese, and jalapeno ranch on 2 fresh beef patties. Brent it on. The Whataburger Monterey melt is back. We brumped it all right. What a burger.
Have you ever seen an insurance commercial and ask yourself, are they really telling me the truth? Well, guess what? They're not.
Somebody runs a red light and you think all of a sudden their insurance company's going to be all neighborly about it? Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of keeping your money.
So remember, save our number in your phone so when tragedy strikes,
Call Rob and Will.
Oklahoma Sports Network, Tracy Mussett, Jordan Ray, back at the Titan Classic, Carl Albert High School, brought to you by J.R. Rowlett Realty. Once a Titan, always a Titan. Use this Titan, J.R. Rowlett, for all your real estate needs. Call 405-445-8971. Our third period, actually our second half, brought to you by CK12 Designs. They want you to know 1 Corinthians 13, verse 8 says, love never fails. CK12 Designs are designers and builders of everything custom for your home, from custom cabinets to dining room tables. They do it all, modern, industrial, and farmhouse designs. Come visit their manufacturing facility at 8209 Northeast 23rd Street or their downtown store in Automobile Alley at 820 North Broadway in Oklahoma City. CK12 Designs. They want you to know Jesus loves you. As we get ready for the second half of play here, it's the Edmond North Huskies leading the Dale City Eagles in the final game of the tournament, 40-25. A leading scoring in the ball game is Chauncey Cravens for the Edmond North Huskies with 12 points. 8 points for Logan Noe, 5 for Gerald Copeland, 5 for Brody Smith, 5 for Zayden Best, 3 for Lucas Leeds, and 2 for Jake Weaver. For Dell City, it's 6 points for Myshawn Graham, 3 for Kaman Shaw, 3 for Jayshawn McAllister, 2 for Marquise Fleming, 7 for Caleb Blackwolf, and 4 for Tavon Johnson. Blackwolf, the leading scorer for the Dell City Eagles.
So for Dell City, you know, you don't even worry too much about winning. Their important game is coming up on Tuesday. So the mid-Dell teams we've seen here, Tracy, 3 of them have massive games coming up. The exception is Dell City girls. Lawton High girls are not at that level, so you're not as worried about them. Dell City, Lawton High boys in the hand are tremendous, as you know, because they beat Dell City, and that's their game at Lawton coming up Tuesday. And so you just want to get good habits and prepare well for that game.
Dell City jumped into this tournament late. Yep. As a result, they did not play the first 2 nights of the tournament. They played 2 games today. This is their second. And a driving layup made by Edmond North.
Cravens, he's definitely headed for player of the game.
14 points for Cravens now. Blackwolf in the paint. Nice looking shot by Blackwolf.
You know, I think he's really a post player at heart, but he's a bit undersized for that as height-wise, and he has the athleticism to play guard. But you know, I like how he's looked these 2 games. I can't say that about too many other Dell City players, and they're just great moving without the ball. That's Noel.
Noel drives in, takes the dish. He crosses over and lays it up from the left side.
These are seniors for Edmond North, so I don't know if they played much as sophomores on their state title winning team 2 years ago, but
Myshawn Graham
Graham's had a good night.
Pretty looking 2 there.
But again, these are very experienced players for the Huskies.
Best pushing it up the court quickly. Graham staying with him. Smith passes off. Driving in is the freshman. Copeland misses the shot. Blackwolf with the rebound.
Nice leak out.
And Kaman Shaw on the other end finishes the transition bucket.
Just playing with some more confidence right now.
Nice
steal, almost steal. Smith, good job anticipating.
Johnson cut off the pass, but trying to save it from going out of bounds, just tips it back in to Copeland. 44-31, 6 minutes to play in the third. Ball goes off the hands of Smith out of bounds. Dell City basketball.
Cravens actually probably should have shot it there.
It's a 13-point game.
Yeah, Dell City's playing with a bit more confidence right now on offense. Like I said, with Myshawn Graham, it's literally a difference of night and day.
Tavon Johnson with the ball at the right elbow. Over the top, Shaw for 3, high arching shot. Boom, it's the Bobby Lewis Insurance 3. It's a 12-point ball game all of a sudden.
Actually 10.
10, thank you.
Shaw, 3.
Long pass down the court is going to result in another turnover for Edmond North.
You know, Dell City's pressure has forced Edmond North into some uncomfortable situations. And, you know, even though Dell City's very much a 5A team in some ways, the way they can pressure the basketball, that's probably something that Edmond North isn't even used to, even in 6A.
So with the lead dropping down to 10 now, 44-34, Coach Scott Norris calls his first time out of the game. It is a 30-second timeout. Dell City on fire here to begin the third period.
See, Tommy Mason, I want to call him Tommy Mason Griffin. That was the former OU player. Tommy Griffin, the Dell City assistant coach, talking to one of the refs. Not sure what that would be about. Now, of course, the way that, because of where the pass was thrown, when the ball goes out of bounds, it's, it's about where the pass was thrown. So, no, I take that back. I thought Dell City might be throwing that in under their basket they're trying to score on. They will not.
Now, it was touched before it went out of bounds down on the other end of the court. So
that may have been what the discussion was about. I wonder if Coach Hatchett was trying to drop an inbounds play.
Shaw gives the ball to Myshawn Graham. Right back to Shaw. Shaw brings the ball up the court. Dell City with an opportunity to cut this lead down to single digits here. Felt like it had gotten away from them at the end of the first half, but now right back in the game. Graham for three, front of the rim. Black Wolf battling. And a jump ball off the rebound with Shaw in there battling with Knoll.
So if Coach Hatchett was diagramming a baseline inbounds play, now they can run it. Doing it out of a box set.
Shaw gives it to Graham, right back to Shaw. McAllister for three, top of the key, boom! It's a Bobby Lewis Insurance three, and it's a 7-point ball game.
It would be hard for me to believe they would diagram a three-point shot for McAllister. But if they did, it was brilliant. And another turnover on Edmond North.
And that ball, it's best trapped in the corner, and somehow or another it comes off his knee and goes out of bounds.
Now, I'm not saying, of course, I have not seen all of Dell City's games, but of the games I have seen, I think that might be Ja'Shawn McAllister's first made three. What a welcome sign.
Myshawn Graham on the left wing, back to Black Wolf. Now Shaw driving, goes in, off the glass, shot no good. Knoll with the long reach, reaches up and grabs the rebound. Quick foul on Black Wolf. That'll be his second personal.
He's got to know what you can and can't do. It's not a horrible foul, but again, because of this second now, and I don't think Coach Hatchett wants to take Blackwood out of this game at all, so Black Wolf just has to make sure he avoids that.
4:35 to play in this CK12 Designs third period. Dell City's cut the lead.
There's his third, though.
To 7, and Black Wolf gets called, as you said, for his third personal.
He gives up some inches to Logan Knoll, so good call for Edmond North to try to go into the post to him. If you're going to go for that steal, you got to try to make sure you have your offhand away from the player. Just make sure you're not touching him. If he just had his right hand in a good spot, his left hand could have completed that steal.
Nick Holmes, the 6'2 junior, checks in for Black Wolf.
Well, I've not seen him play much in a close game.
Tavon Johnson with the steal off the inbound play. Has the ball in the front court. Shaw driving, foul called on Brody Smith.
That's the first Edmond North foul this quarter.
Another baseline inbound play for Dell City. Will it be a three for Ja'Shawn McAllister again, do you think?
We'll see, because now Coach Hatch will call 30-second timeout, so maybe he'll diagram something different.
Hey, Ja'Shawn, can you do it again?
You know what? I think he can. It also wouldn't surprise me if he goes several games without doing that again. It's just not a specialty, however. Maybe that will start to change. You never know when players might start to get better during the season at shooting the basketball.
This has been a pleasantly surprising third period to see Dell City kind of pull things together here and get some offense going, make this a close, competitive game. 7-point game, 44-37. The Edmond North Huskies leading the Dell City Eagles. 4:17 left to play in the third period. Third period brought to you by CK12 Designs. Edmond North back out on the court.
We don't have a graphic to show you what's next in the Oklahoma Sports Network because this is the last game of the tournament for one reason, but also what we can tell you is Tuesday, Dell City at Lawton High, big-time boys game. And then there's a triple header on Friday I can't wait to talk about, on Friday the 31st.
Holmes takes the inbound pass, and a bad pass from Shaw results in a turnover. Edmond North coming the other way. Cravens kicks it back out. Best thinks about the three, pulls up at the free throw line instead, drains the two.
You see, it's just Edmond North, they got those three seniors who, again, they can score different ways, different spots on the floor. You know at some point that they're going to start making shots,
Best
avoiding turnovers.
Best Best gave a pump fake and then went to the open spot on the floor and scored. McAllister with an and one.
He's made some good shots now. He had an and one, and I think, or a tough shot either way in the paint in the second quarter. He's hit a three, and now he has a chance for a traditional three-point play, and he can get within 6. Now, they need to do what they didn't do in the first game and what Carl Albert didn't do earlier today, and that's make free throws.
Copeland called for his first personal, second team foul. J. Shaw McAllister with the Toonie Bice Houses free throw, and he hits it. He's 2 for 3 from the line. J. Shaw McAllister now has 9 points in the ball game.
Just down 6. This is plenty of time for Del City because it's the third quarter.
46-40. Cravens pass to Best.
Thought Graham could have made a play at that, but maybe not.
Copeland for 3. Short. McAllister with the rebound. And Myshawn Graham driving to the hole, draws the foul. He's going to the line for Toonie Bice Houses free throws.
What was the biggest lead for Edmond North? 15 in the second quarter?
No, it was up to 19.
So just amazing that they're getting this close as Del City. I think Edmond North has another run in them, but Del City's going to make this interesting.
Zayden Best called for the foul. Myshawn Graham hits the front end of the Toonie Bice Houses free throws. Graham with 9 points now. Front of the rim, shot no good. Weaver with the rebound. He's back in the game for Edmond North.
See if Edmond North tries to go inside to Weaver some. He's a really good guy to have against the trap. You can see that right there. He has good vision.
Well, Weaver catches the pass at midcourt, and he finds Knoll under the basket for 2.
One thing for the trap for Del City, you cannot really defend Edmond North throwing the ball high. Another great offensive play there, though. There was
Tavon Johnson up.
Made a high arcing shot over Weaver. But it's hard to trap when you can throw the ball up high to a big man. So Weaver can really help against the trap.
5-point game. I thought Best pushed off a little bit there. No call. 2.5 minutes to play in the CK12 Designs third period. Edmond North leading by 5. Copeland on the right wing. Right back to Cravens. Cravens goes up, high off the glass, good for 2. Cravens looking really good.
It's just the touch of off the glass there. That's the move of a very experienced scorer.
He has 16 points. Graham defended by Best. Tries to get around him, going to the hole, pulls up. Weaver with the block. Fast break for Edmond North. Again, experience for Cravens, lets 2 defenders go by and makes the bucket. And the ball stuck between the rim and the backboard. It'll be a jump ball. Possession arrow, Edmond North.
So this is what I was talking about. Edmond North due for a run. Now they got the last 4 points. Myshawn Graham's had a good night, but I don't think he should be challenging Weaver like that. It's not easy to do. This is when you need to have some type of mid-range game. Try to shoot a pull-up jumper off the backboard.
Edmond North gets the ball down the court in a hurry. Best in the corner, kicks the ball back out to Cravens. Good ball movement very quickly around the perimeter. Knoll drives the baseline and dunks it, but he was fouled on the floor before he gathered the ball. Yeah, I like this official right here. She gives some very clear signals. You know exactly what she's calling on the floor.
Yeah, ref communication, very important.
Cravens takes the inbound pass. Edmond North has a 9-point lead again, 52-43. Their lead's been as much as 19. Weaver picks up a loose ball, puts it over the front of the rim, leads back to 11.
Nice catch because it's hard for a 6'11 guy to catch the ball below the knees like that. That's the type of pass Cravens threw, but Weaver was able to gather himself. Once he brought the ball up, no chance to stop him.
Marquise Fleming and Jaden Johnson, Demarion Turner in the game.
Jaden Johnson, now he can light it up from three-point range. We got a
Marcus Fleming in the game now, too, 6'5 junior.
Timeout by somebody. I don't know who.
It's timeout by Del City. And it is a full timeout. It's a 54-46 game, 8-point lead for Edmond North. And we're going to take a timeout here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business. And always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell. Call them at 405-642-8558.
Oklahoma Sports Network, Tracy Mussett, Jordan Ray. Carl Albert High School for the Titan Classic, brought to you by J.R. Rowlett Realty. Let J.R. Rowlett find your perfect home today. Call 405-445-8971. We're in the CK12 Designs, third period, 56 seconds left. And it's an 8-point lead for the Edmond North Huskies over the Dell City Eagles. Edmond North has the ball coming out of the timeout.
So Marcus Fleming, and you mentioned him, he played in the first half against Collinsville today. Coach Hatchie wasn't very happy with a couple things he did. He's going to be given a chance here. And nice contest on the three.
Missed by Best. Rebound by Damarian Turner. Turner gets the ball down the court, gets Dell City set up. 30 seconds on the clock. I assume they'll hold for the last shot of the quarter. Mayshawn Graham on the left wing, comes back out top. Marcus Fleming driving and kicks the ball back out to Graham. Fleming, a big athletic looking kid. He's at the high post. Jaden Johnson kicks the ball back out. Marquise Fleming, he puts up the floater in the paint, no good. Best with the rebound. Best throws it from three-quarter court. It doesn't come close, and it's an 8-point game going into the fourth period. 54-46, the Edmond North Huskies over the Dell City Eagles here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success, and finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed, because your success is our success.
Oklahoma Sports Network, Tracy Mussett, Jordan Ray. Final frame of the tournament. The Edmond North Huskies leading the Dell City Eagles 54-46. This fourth period brought to you by CK12 Designs. They remind you love never fails, as it says in 1 Corinthians 13:8. They design builders of everything custom for your home. They can do modern, industrial, farmhouse, custom cabinets, dining room tables. You ask them, they'll get it built. Come visit their manufacturing facility at 8209 Northeast 23rd Street or their downtown store at 820 North Broadway in Oklahoma City. CK12 Designs wants you to know Jesus loves you. Dell City with a basketball to begin the fourth period of play, working the ball around the perimeter, taking their time right now. It was a great third period compared to the first half for Dell City. Black Wolf back in the game with his 3 fouls. A 3 attempted by Jaden Johnson. Shot no good. Best with the rebound. Man, I smell pizza, and it smells really good.
Yeah, it does. It smells like Domino's, I think.
No, makes a great drive. Lays it off the left side.
I really didn't know that when I said that, but it's not too far from us. It's for one of those teams, not us, thankfully.
10-point lead again for Edmond North after the bucket by Knoll. Knoll attacked and found the paint completely left open for him. Sean Graham for three, way long. Loose ball picked up by Kamon Shaw. Jaden Johnson now dribbling against the defense of Cooper Shue, who's back in the game. Missed shot by Johnson. Weaver with the rebound. Outlet pass.
Well,
ball
should be Dell
tipped
City
away
ball.
by Jaden Johnson.
Thought they'd call it off Knoll, but they're saying it's Edmond North ball.
Edmond North on the baseline.
Dell City has their two best three-point shooters in, and Shaw and Jaden Johnson. So they got to connect here.
We have a foul on the inbound play against Dell City. That one's on Jaden Johnson, his second personal.
And now he'll be replaced by McAllister.
Jay Sean McAllister checks back in. McAllister staying with Copeland. Inbound play goes to Weaver. Shot blocked by Tavon Johnson. But Edmond North comes back up with the ball. Weaver this time goes over Johnson, misses the shot. McAllister gets the rebound. Shaw sets up the offense. Black Wolf inside the paint for two. Back iron. Johnson battling for the rebound.
Nice.
Sean Graham for two. Back to an 8-point game, 56-48.
What great vision by Tavon Johnson there to make that pass.
Weaver down the court, gives it to Knoll. Copeland in the corner, drives around his defender and gives it to Weaver. Weaver finishes at the basket.
How did McAllister not steal that? He usually always knocks away the ball that's near him when he's on defense, but somehow he missed that one.
Shaw toes the line on the baseline. Sean Graham in the paint, misses the shot. Best with the rebound. Best brings the ball up the court, behind his back. McAllister steals it away. Got Cravens defending. McAllister waiting for Cravens to jump, and Cravens just lets him take the basket.
Well, I tell you about McAllister, he when the ball's near him on defense, he usually gets that steal.
8-point lead again for Edmond North. Best still in the backcourt, in trouble, finds Copeland. Back to Best. Best fouled hard by Tavon Johnson.
And there's not too many players in Oklahoma high school basketball who can steal the ball from Cravens, I wouldn't think. But Jashawn McAllister is one of those. They got a little winded, though, because he was trailing that play that led to Edmond North getting fouled.
Tavon Johnson picks up his second personal, second team foul on Dell City. 58-50 the score. And Zayden Best shooting the Toonie Buys Houses free throws. We haven't said Toonie Buys Houses in this game very often. First one, no good. Toonie Buys Houses in any condition. If you're someone you know needs to sell a home for any reason, call Toonie Buys Houses today for a cash offer, 405-931-3046.
Yeah, Best was shocked. He missed that.
Second shot is up, and that one's good. 9-point game now, 59-90 with 5:09 on the clock.
Oh, yeah, some matching numbers there.
Inbound.
And again, zone for Edmond North. Delsey's got to find some open shooters here.
Kamon Shaw gives the ball to Black Wolf. Del City handing off across the top. Now Graham dribbles off his leg. Is not called for the carry. McAllister driving in. Tries to dish the ball to a teammate. Throws it right in the hands of an Edmond North player. It goes out of bounds. And it's called Del City ball.
Okay, so let's see about this inbounds play. Do they call another three for McAllister, assuming that's what happened the first time?
Now the ball went out on the far side of the basket, but they take it in on this side. I'm not sure I understand that. Black Wolf fouled on a shot attempt in the paint. And that foul's on Logan Knoll, his third personal foul. First team foul on Edmond North.
Edmond North coach Scott Norris not happy with that foul call. You can see with his arms he's saying that Knoll didn't do anything. Black Wolf is the one who initiated contact with his elbow.
I tend to agree with him on that one. Black Wolf misses the front end of the Toonie Buys Houses free throw.
And Caleb Black Wolf he's really a true post player at heart. But again, he's not tall enough to really be one on a regular basis. and he can become a really good guard over time. He still needs to work on some of his ball skills, but he's getting better at it.
Black Wolf is 4 for 6 from the line. It's an 8-point game again, 59-51. Cravens takes the inbound pass. Graham on defense. McAllister tries to help with the trap. Cravens gets out of it, and Knoll has the ball in the front court. 4.5 minutes to play in the ball game. 8-point game. Cravens spins around Graham. Cravens just taking his time. Johnson comes out and helps. Black Wolf with the steal. Gives the ball to McAllister. Back to Black Wolf. Black Wolf's going to the hole, scores the bucket. And one.
Boy, his ability to finish there, again, he can absorb contact because he's so strong and quick. And you see why Del City can force turnovers. They're a hard team to stall against because they rotate so well. When they have two guys trapped and they have a third guy who's able to anticipate where that pass is going.
Brody Smith called with his third personal foul, second team foul. I questioned whether or not McAllister should have given the ball back to Black Wolf, but he did, and it works out for Del City. Black Wolf gets the shooter's roll, connects on the Toonie Buys Houses free throw, and it's a 5-point game, 59-54. Knoll inbounds to Best.
Like, how'd that ball roll in?
Best.
Ball run and jump.
Trap on Best. Edmond North gets out of it. Cravens has the ball now with Graham on defense. Cravens has good handles. Best cuts, nothing there. Smith gives it to Best on the left wing. Best in the paint, backing down Black Wolf, and foul called on
Black Wolf, I think.
Black Wolf. That'll be his fourth personal.
You know, today he is not, this goes for the Collinsville game, he is not like any foul called against him, and most of them I can understand, and that's a big one there because he's been their best player today.
3 team fouls on Del City. Inbound play from the baseline by Cravens for Edmond North. Knoll takes the inbound pass and just goes up over McAllister and scores.
Yeah, he got inside position on McAllister. Not sure what Deshaun was trying to do there.
Tell you what, Knoll has been phenomenal here in the second half.
Yeah, he's had a really good Carl Albert Classic.
Graham is fouled. I believe that's going on Brody Smith. If so, it'll be his fourth. Nope. Fouls on Best. His second. 3 team fouls on each team now. It's a 7-point game, 61-54. Shaw takes the inbound pass. There's not a Knox in the game. Where did I get that name?
Midwest City has a player named Knox on the girls' team.
And Sean Graham with the Bobby Lewis Insurance 3. He has 6 in the second half, and it's a 4-point game, 61-57. Oh, Shaw tips the ball away, questions the official, and the official gives him a shrug back. Shaw called for his first personal foul, 4th team foul.
Well, we just don't know if there was contact or not, or if he got all ball. But that's the type of play Del City needs to try to make. They need those type of passes, and hopefully they'll get steals.
Best inbounds to Knoll. Knoll goes around 2 defenders and puts it off the glass.
Well, he's so under control. It's really good footwork around the paint.
18 points now for Knoll. Shaw driving in and one. Wow. Off balance, falling away. Shot puts it up with his left hand, and he gets it to fall.
Yeah, I was about to say, they took a while to add 2 for Del City's total, so I want to make sure the score's right. And Kamon Shaw can make it a 1-score game.
Logan Knoll just picked up his 4th personal foul. And Kamon Shaw hits the Toonie Buys Houses free throw, and it's a 3-point game, as you said, Jordan, 63-60. Del City just slowly climbing back into this thing the entire second half.
Nice pass.
Copeland misses the bucket, and Knoll cleans it up. Knoll with 20 points now. A 5-point lead for Edmond North. Now Cravens with a steal, and a foul called on McAllister.
When you go baseline like that, you have to have an idea of who's actually open and who's not.
McAllister picks up his first personal. That is 5 team fouls on Del City now, so that will put Norman North's Cravens at the line shooting the Toonie Vice Houses free throws.
Edmond North.
Edmond North, sorry.
We saw Norman North earlier today, though.
Well, yes, we did. Multiple times this week. Cravens hits the first of the Toonie Vice Houses free throws. He has 7 points in the second half, 19 on the game.
Oh, it's great Edmond North is back in this thing, this Titan Classic, because they weren't 2 years ago. Of course, we didn't have a boys Titan Classic last year. They left it. I think they wanted to go to an out-of-state tournament 2 years ago. That's why they were not in it, but they were in it from 2022 for several years before that.
Well, Cravens hits both of the Toonie Vice Houses free throws, extends the lead back to 7 after it was down to 3. Shaw loses a handle on the ball, turning it over. And Cravens excited.
You heard a lot of Edmond North fans yell wolf, as if a Del City player was about to sneak up for a steal there.
The fans were yelling, the players were yelling. Good communication. And a foul called on Del City. That one on Jay-Sean McAllister. He picks up his second personal. That'll be Toonie Vice Houses free throws for Zayden Best.
Now Jaden Johnson and Caleb Blackwolf will both check back in.
67-60 the score. Edmond North on top of Del City with 2 minutes left to play in the ball game. This is the CK12 Designs fourth period. Zayden Best misses the free throw. He missed the front end last time as well. Demarion Turner and Myshawn Graham take a seat.
And Del City cannot edit. Now they cannot have any bad possessions on offense.
Graham stays on the floor, and Jay-Sean McAllister comes out instead.
So this is more of an offensive group for the Eagles. They can go defense. They can bring Jay-Sean McAllister back in when they need to if they have a chance to make a sub.
Zayden Best misses the front end and hits the back end of the Toonie Vice Houses free throws for the second time tonight. Graham brings the ball up the court. It's an 8-point lead for Edmond North. Del City looking to cut back into that lead again. Johnson, corner to Blackwolf. Jaden Johnson trying to drive, cut off by Best. The Edmond North defense shifts well. Tavon Johnson in the paint for 2, and a timeout called. Lead is down to 6, 68-62. Edmond North on top of Del City.
30-second timeout by Del City. They only have one left, I believe, once this kicks in. We should see one on the scoreboard because they've been at 2 for a while. And Edmond North has 4. But this timeout does allow Del City to do 2 things: set up their defense and get their best defensive players back in. That mainly being Jay-Sean McAllister. We'll see who he comes in for. But whoever it is, he's someone who can be like a one-man wrecking crew on defense and get a steal here. And someone for Del City is going to need to force a turnover right now, because Edmond North is now in the position where they can just pass the ball around until they get a layup or get fouled.
68-62 the score. Edmond North on top of Del City. 1:39 left to play in the ball game. Both teams in the bonus. Edmond North basketball. Noel will inbound on the baseline in the backcourt.
Well, they're not bringing McAllister in, so they're going to trust these 5 to play the intense defense they need to try to force a turnover.
Best takes the inbound pass. He crosses the timeline. In trouble.
Edmond North may call a timeout.
5-second call and a turnover.
Is that the call or timeout?
Oh, we got a timeout called by the judge, the referee on the baseline.
He's going to probably overrule the call of a 5-second call. The thing is, Edmond North, like I said earlier, has 4 timeouts, so there's no reason for Coach Norris not to use a timeout there. They're going to say he didn't get it in. Oh, he's going to be hot about that one, Coach Norris is. But of course, he does not want to get a technical. I am surprised he didn't clearly get one in. When you have 4 timeouts under 2 minutes to go, you might as well use one in that situation.
Well, I did see Logan Knoll trying to call a timeout, but I couldn't see the coaches clearly.
I don't know if a player could call a timeout on his own. I'm not sure in high school.
And Shaw for 3. Boom! It's the Bobby Lewis Insurance 3, and we're back to a 3-point game. Boy, Kamon Shaw has come up huge here late in the game. Jaden Johnson gets called for a foul, and that's going to put Edmond North at the line, shooting Toonie House's free throws.
Coach Hatchett doesn't like it, but Johnson was kind of riding Best there.
Well, Zayden Best has gone 2 for 4 from the line in this ball game, missing the front end each time. Del City could hope for that here. It would make it a 2-possession game again, but at least it does not allow them to put more points on the board. Best puts up his first free throw, and it comes out.
Coach Hatchett giving a lot of instruction to Jaden Johnson, and I'm guessing it's about defense. Because, again, Johnson is more of a, I'm saying he's more of an offensive player, but that's more of what he's known for. He can hit shots, and that's what they need him on the floor right now. Him and Shaw, you want shooting keys. They don't have to shoot a 3 right now, down 4. They just need to do something quick. They have to score, though.
Well, once again, Best hits the second of the 2 free throws, makes it a 4-point game, 69-65. Del City has the ball in the front court now. Shaw out top, Myshawn Graham left wing, Jaden Johnson for 3 in the corner, and a rebound by Cravens. Long pass down the court to Knoll. Back to Cravens. Cravens backs up. 35 seconds to play in the ball game. Cravens spins, goes to the hole, puts up an ugly shot, draws a foul. Why did he decide to drive with a 4-point lead and 29 seconds on the clock?
I'm guessing he didn't like the idea of passing to anybody, thinking that might lead not to turnover on his pass, but maybe someone else's pass. So he
drove into the teeth of the defense there.
Yeah, it was risky, but I think he felt confident he could either score or draw a foul. But, man, Edmond North now having free throw problems.
Cravens misses the first of the Toonie House's free throws. It's still a 4-point lead, so it will remain a 2-possession game here if Del City, assuming Del City gets the ball back, as Cravens is the only Edmond North player on that end of the court. Cravens misses both free throws. It's a 4-point game. Myshawn Graham with the ball. And a whistle blows. A timeout's called by Coach Lenny Hatchett. That should be a full timeout. 25 seconds left to play. A 4-point lead for Edmond North. 69-65.
So it's the last timeout. That's big. Something Josh and I talk about now. If Del City scores, which obviously they have to, and it's not free throws, then Edmond North can let time elapse just waiting to inbound the ball. And Del City cannot do anything to stop it. So that's okay with 24 or whatever, how many seconds were left. That's okay if they could score relatively quickly because Edmond North has to throw it in eventually. They have about 10 seconds, of course. But that's the risk they have, and they have to make something happen this possession then.
Now, is this a similar situation to the Del City game earlier today when Coach Hatchett took a timeout with not leaving himself? Is this the same situation?
He was setting up a play. That was only 6 seconds or so when he did that against Collinsville to set up a 3-point shot. They had to throw it in from about mid-court. They made the 3, but then Collinsville wisely let the clock run out. There's about two or 3 seconds when they hit that 3 to get within 1. And Collinsville, because Del City didn't have any timeouts, was able to run the clock out. So there's now 25 seconds, 24.9 to be exact. So we're not in that exact situation, but they do have to score somewhat quickly.
No timeouts left, trailing by a few points, though. Just a few seconds left on the clock. Johnson gives the ball to Graham. They better get in a hurry here. Got to score twice. Graham at the high post. Backs up. Again, taking a lot of time. 3 by Shaw. Back iron, no good. Myshawn Graham with a long rebound. We're down to 10 seconds now.
It's too late now.
Del City still has not scored. Shaw going in. Johnson goes up and scores the bucket.
Let it run out.
And the same thing happens to Del City the second time today. 69-67 is the score. Edmond North Huskies defeat the Del City Eagles as time run out on them.
That's just why you want to keep your timeouts, but of course Coach Hatchett's had to call some because of their struggles earlier in the game. So you can't think about that in the third quarter when the other team has like a 7-0, 8-0 run or something like that. You got to use a timeout then, but that's the risk you run. So, yeah, the fact that happened both times today, and you have to think with these tough games coach has coming up, especially against Lawton High on Tuesday, if he'll try to make sure he's got that one timeout in his back pocket. But unfortunately for Del City, it just took him too long to score, too.
Well, we need to talk about our Triple Elite screen printing, where you can find world-class designs and hot new styles. Our Triple Elite screen printing player of the game. Two significant candidates for the Edmond North Huskies, Chauncey Cravens and Logan Knoll, both with phenomenal games today.
Come on, Shaw. Now, these two games I didn't know who would get recognized for Del City. I think Caleb Blackwolf is the most deserving player of Del City, but it'll be Come on, Shaw. Come on, Shaw is deserving too, though.
Zayden Best making the all-tournament team for Edmond North.
I'm expecting maybe they may have three. I mean, there you go, Knoll. And Cravens might get MVP. No, well, they don't have MVP. MVP was at Norman because Norman won. But Cravens should get recognized too, I think.
With the second place finish in the
No.
2025 Titan Classic, the Edmond North Huskies.
Interesting.
Because he's our player of the game, right? If they're going to they get recognized for second place. They went 2-1. So did Norman North, but they beat Norman North.
One head-to-head.
So. Yeah, so that's why Edmond North has the second place finish there. But let's go ahead and recognize our Triple Elite player of the game.
And I'm still torn on it, so I'm waiting for you to you know, I really liked Logan Knoll coming into the late part of the game, what he did in the second half.
I agree, but he didn't get any hardware just now, so I'm going to recognize Chauncey Craven still. And Knoll did get our player of the game 2 days ago, so I would say Chauncey Cravens.
Yeah, both were very deserving.
Is our Triple Elite screen printing player of the game.
Looks like Chauncey Cravens ended up with 20 points in the game, pulled down a board, and was very instrumental in making sure that offense ran well. They got the ball down the court successfully against the press. Very, very athletic and very good handles. Very smart player on the court. Did what he needed to do tonight for the Edmond North boys as they defeat Del City 69-67. They had a 19-point lead at one point and managed to just hold on for the win at the end of that one. And that's a wrap on the tournament, the 2025 Titan Classic at Carl Albert High School. Jordan?
Yep, let's go through this again. We want to thank a lot of people here. First off, Triple Elite Screen Printing for being our Player of the Game sponsor. Triple Elite, find world-class design, hot new styles. They have been a constant sponsor for Middale Sports on the Oklahoma Sports Network, dating back to 2020 at least. We want to thank J.R. Rowlett Realty for helping us out. One of the sponsors, we call them officially it's called the banner sponsor, but we've called them the title sponsor, whatever you want to call them. As he likes to say, once a Titan, always a Titan. This is a big deal for the Titans hosting this event, so use the Titan. That's J.R. Rowlett for all your real estate needs. Call 405-445-8971. Dynamic Health Clinic for being our starting lineup sponsor. Really appreciate Dr. Kaufman. And his son is, I think, a freshman on the Carl Albert basketball team. So I don't know if he was suiting up, but I didn't look through. I didn't come through the roster, but I know he's very close with the Carl Albert program. Toonie Buys Houses. We thank them for sponsoring free throws. We think they were a late comer to being a sponsor, but they've been doing a lot of stuff with us the last few years. So is Bobby Lewis. We thank him again for being a three-point sponsor, which he's done for the last 2 or 3 years now. And, of course, our two half sponsors, we technically called core sponsors, but because we only had two, that they're half sponsors. That's Buffalo Wild Wings, located in Del City on 5500 Tinker Diagonal, and CK12 Designs, located on 8209 Northeast 23rd Street. CK12 Designs, we appreciate them very much. Also, I mentioned, or I didn't mention this yet, but Norman, who won, they were wearing Whataburger on their warm-ups. And Whataburger, well, we play 3 of their commercials, so we appreciate them, all the people that we do commercials with, which also Whataburger, really, because we do a lot with them. They're new to us, but also Ela Gosney, the law firm, and drawing a blank here, Tommy's Car Wash. And there's one more, Cameron, of course, there with the Cantrell Roofing, who re-upped with us back in December. And then we want to thank some of the students that have helped us out. And that includes Joseph Spear, who's done a great job first time he did it was Thursday, and he did 3 games a day. And then Dedrick Jones today has done at least 6 games. So appreciate him for coming in the morning and being with us this long. And then the announcers, of course, Josh Calloway for doing the first 2 games each day. Big thanks to him. Sean, we appreciate Sean very much. And he did a really good job coming in. He did it 2 years ago. Did a good job doing it again. Of course, talking about Sean Thurman. And then Tracy, great job for you.
Appreciate it. Got another camera operator that we had during the tournament.
That's right, Bernie Wren. Ran camera quite a bit, yes. So big thanks to him. He did a good job as well. So we appreciate it. We can only let you know verbally. We don't have it on a graphic that the next Mid-Del basketball game is this Tuesday when Del City goes to Lawton High. Eric Sherem should take care of announcing that game. Then Friday, a big triple header. And Tracy, you are going to help out with Altus at Del City. And then Josh Calloway will be back here to do, this is a good doubleheader, Lawton MacArthur at Carl Albert. And then I'll be with Ray Maytubby. Kind of tired here, so I'm having trouble thinking of some names here as we take on the matchup that is Lawton High at Midwest City. So we're looking forward to all those games. And then February, well, they'll just take my word for it, there'll still be a lot of stuff going on in February, which will end with the playoffs.
Appreciate all the hospitality by Carl Albert High School this week as well.
Yep.
They do a great job, and great setup here. They took care of us with food all week for the last 3 days and put on a really good tournament.
Again, yeah, they've done it many times, but now we've gotten to be a part of it the last 3 years, and we're very grateful to do that. All right, so this concludes the 2025 Titan Classic on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Thanks for watching this presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.